I'd like to call to order the business meeting of November 16th for the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. There is a quorum with 3 commissioners present. Commissioner Schulte, would you like to lead us in the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the November 9th, 2015 BOCC minutes.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes of November 9th, 2015. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. We have one public commenter, and that's Trent Richardson. Would you please come and indicate your name and your address?
Good morning. My name is Trent Richardson. Does that help?
That's better. Thank you.
Excellent. My address is 350 Hadler Road, Mossy Rock, Washington, 98564.
And there is a timer right there.
Pardon?
We have a timer for 3
We
minutes.
won't start it till he starts talking.
Right.
Okay.
Exact.
I would like to submit paperwork in regards to what I'm talking about since I'm...
You can give it to our clerk, and she can make copies for us. Thank you.
All right. The White Pass Scenic Byway Board would like to address the Lewis County BOCC's decision not to fund our organization after a recommendation of $50,000 was made by the Lodging Tax Advisory Committee for 2016 funding. We ask for a reconsideration of this decision. During the November 9th BOCC meeting, Commissioner Schulte stated he needed an audit for the byway to receive his vote for funding. However, on August 14th, lodging tax applicants received an email from BOCC stating the requirement of a financial review. After this notice, we engaged services of Aiken and Sanders Incorporated for a financial review and included a letter of engagement in our application as requested. We are now confused and surprised to hear a need for an audit. It appears there is a confusion between Commissioner Fund and Commissioner Schulte's requirements, 2 different directives from 2 different commissioners. Commissioner Schulte mentioned the size of our organization warranted an audit. However, there was no previous mention that the funding request amount would correspond to the financial review audit requirement. Excuse me. Our CPA stated that for organizations with budgets under $120,000, a financial review would catch anything an audit might reveal, and that level of scrutiny wasn't necessary. We would like the scale of our organization to be clear. Our program produces only 10 bank transactions in a month and a total of 106 bank transactions from 23 payees to date in 2015. Also, during the November 9th meeting, Commissioner Schulte stated he has addressed concerns on numerous occasions in regards by the byway's policies for travel per diem, nepotism, contracting. We are unaware of such conversations taking place. The only expense incurred by the byway 2015 was an $18.30 lunch bill. There are no travel expenses and therefore no need for a per diem. Included in our 2016 budget, which was submitted by with our application, it is confusing. Commissioner Schulte is critical of the travel policies of an organization whose travel expenses total less than $20. In regards to nepotism, the byway contracts with independent contractors who possesses their own business licenses and maintain equal authority with separate contract and programs of work. They are not employees of the byway, and by all byway contractors went through an RFP process. That's it.
But your comments are also in the paper that you submitted to our clerk? what you're reading now are some of the comments that you've submitted to our clerk?
This is a bullet-pointed proof of what was submitted, yes.
Okay, okay. We appreciate your comments.
Okay.
And I've been in contact with Mari Lurchin and saying that we would be sending a letter indicating the various items that led to this decision.
Okay.
And I indicated to her that we've been in and out, and we needed to do that as a board. But we will be happy to meet with your folks and talk about those issues.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Sorry about my...
Thank you for your time.
Okay,
I know.
thank you.
Thanks.
Other comments? Okay,
Any other comments or any questions? Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So we have a proclamation.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the proclamation proclaiming November 20th, 2015 as National Adoption Day.
Yes.
I second.
Okay. Commissioner Stamper, would you read the proclamation for us?
You can Bobby to do it. You can Bobby to do it. I got it right here.
Before the Board of County Commissioner, Lewis County, Washington, proclamation for National Adoption Day, November 20th, 2015. Whereas Lewis County recognizes the importance of giving children permanent and safe and loving families throughout the adoption, and, excuse me, I've got a terrible, terrible cold too. Whereas there are an estimated 408,225 children in foster care in the United States, over 10,000 alone in Washington State, and more than 100,000 of them are waiting to be adopted. And whereas more than 28,000 children age out of foster care systems without ever finding a permanent home and family, and whereas outreach to adoptive parents or families have been identified as a critical step in moving children more quickly out of foster system and into loving homes, and whereas to help these children find permanent, nurturing families, Lewis County Superior Court will celebrate National Adoption Day on Friday, November 20th, 2015, joining other courts nationwide. And whereas this effort will raise awareness in communities of many children waiting to find homes, giving them a chance to join new families. Now, therefore, be it resolved, Lewis County Board of County Commissioners proclaims November 20th, 2015 as National Adoption Day in Lewis County, and in so doing urges all citizens to join in a national effort to raise awareness of the importance of adoption. Done in open session the 16th day of November 2015.
Judge Lawler, would you like to come up and talk?
Yeah, I'd like to tell you just a little bit about what we do for National Adoption Day. This will be the fourth year that I've had the privilege of doing this, and it's an exciting day for us. It's a real switch from what I normally see between the divorces and the criminal cases and the fighting that goes on over there. There are a couple of things that I get to do that are very different. I get to do weddings every once in a while. I don't do a lot of those. And I get to do adoptions. And so it's a real exciting thing. And we change it up for Adoption Day. So normally they're confidential. They're done either in chambers or in a closed courtroom. But on this day, we get permission from the families that are involved, and we do it in an open courtroom. I've done as many as 15 adoptions on this day. This year we've got 4 families. I don't have the exact count yet on the number of children that we're dealing with. But we'll do that. We'll do the adoptions. We'll have a reception afterwards. They'll have gifts for the kids, for the adoptive parents. And we have a lot of adoptive parents come back that have been there before for National Adoption Day. So you're all invited to come over for that. It'll be this Friday afternoon at 1:30 in my courtroom. So hopefully we'll see some of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all the work you do on that. Any comments from the board regarding adoption?
One thing, Judge, I will tell you, I don't think I received any gifts, but I too was adopted many, many years ago, so.
Oh, we'll probably get you a teddy.
Okay, thank you very much for doing that.
Yes.
It's surprising how many people up on this bench going across who have been involved in that process. My wife is adopted, and Candace is adopted. So it's kind of odd that that's 3 of the 4 up here have been involved in that process one way or another.
Yes. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope all of you can attend. Once again, 1:30 in your courtroom, correct? Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve the proclamation number 1, proclaiming November 20th as National Adoption Day. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the notice agenda, 1 item, resolution number 15319.
I second.
Mr. Elsey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, speaking to item number 2 on your notice agenda. And this is a notice of hearing regarding a franchise to Boisfort Valley Water to construct, operate, and maintain water system facilities in Lewis County rights-of-ways. This hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. Monday, December 7th, 2015. This is resolution number 15-319. A franchise to Boisfort Valley Water to construct, operate, and maintain water system facilities in Lewis County rights-of-ways is on your agenda. The resolution sets December 7th as the date for the hearing, and this will allow Boisfort Valley to construct, operate, and maintain water system facilities in county road rights-of-ways. They have several different franchises, and each one is up for renewal in a 5-year period as per this board's directions.
Questions or comments?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the notice agenda, item number 2, resolution number 15-319. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda, items 3 through 12, resolution number 15-320 through 15-329.
I second.
Good morning, Commissioners. Suzette Smith, Auditor's Office, Financial Services Division, here today to present to you the resolution number 15-320. It is agenda item number 3. This is the approval of warrants for payment of claims against the various county departments. Last week, we had 145 regular warrants. They were numbers 735869 through 736013, for a total of $702,520.93. Any questions?
Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Lisa.
Good morning. Lisa Consati with the Clerk's Office to address agenda item number 4, Resolution 15-321, to rescind and replace working cash resolution. We're asking to increase our working cash amount from $750 to $1,000. The new court case management system allows our staff to receipt money from any computer rather than just the 2 cash drawers as in the past. With more receipting stations, the working cash is spread out, reducing the amount of cash available to make change.
Okay.
Any questions?
Thank you, Lisa.
Good morning, Commissioners. Archie Smith with Lewis County Human Resources. I'm here to present items number 5 through 8. Item number 5, resolution number 15322, is approving a collective bargaining agreement with the corrections officers for Lewis County Sheriff's Office. Basically, what's in this contract is a 2-year contract dating from January 1st of 2015 through December 31st of 2016. For each one of those years, there is a 2% cost of living adjustment on their base wage. Other issues that were addressed during the negotiations, there was an educational incentive increase for just the associates and the bachelor's degrees by 1%. We added a temporary modified duty policy, changed the way specialty assignments are paid. We tried to make it easier. This is probably a cost-neutral be action where instead of paying them percentages, we're trying to pay them flat dollar. So where that makes sense, we're trying to make that just a little bit simpler on accounting. And there's a firearms memorandum that exists.
Questions on that? Okay.
All right. Item number 6, resolution number 15323 is approving a collective bargaining agreement with AFSCME 1341S. This group is also over primarily in the Sheriff's Office. There is one member in the Board of County Commissioners, part of Department of Emergency Management. And basically in this resolution, what is occurring is it's a one-year contract ranging from January 1st of 2015 through December 31st of 2015. So the contract does expire within approximately a month and a half. This has been an ongoing negotiation that we've been at the table for quite some time. Effective November 1st, 2015, the employer health and welfare contribution will increase from a maximum of $950 per employee per month to a maximum of $1,000 per employee per month. Also effective is a 1.2% wage adjustment, effective also November 1st, on the base wage. And what this wage adjustment is, and I caution to be called a COLA, is the PERS retirement system actually increased their amount from the employees, from their portion, increased their portion.
And what does PERS stand for?
Public Employees Retirement System. And so the board basically is just getting them back up to a status of whole on their wages, so they don't feel that coming out of their checks. There is a Me Too provision in here, so if the board does grant any non-interest ARB group or across the board non-represented any type of different increase, they too would also receive that same increase. And that's pretty standard that we do with many of our contracts. But that was the big issues on that one. Any questions?
Okay.
Okay. Item number 7, Resolution 15-324, approving a state-mandated salary increase for the prosecutor. What this is the prosecutor's salary is also partially paid for by the state. The state has increased its portion. The Board of County Commissioners, I and the elected official had reviewed this to see how we wanted to implement this provision, and the board chose just to implement that increase. This comes nothing out of our funding. This is all coming from the state. It's taking the state's portion from approximately $6,515 to $6,775 a month for their portion. And number 8 is a resolution, number 15-325, approving medical rates to be paid by Lewis County for non-represented, non-union employees. What the board is doing is the board is increasing the amount that it is going to contribute to non-represented employees from $950 per employee per month to a maximum of $1,000 per employee per month.
Okay.
So.
Comments, questions? Okay.
What's that, ma'am?
I asked if there was comments or questions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In any other group? This
We do have the Deputy Prosecutors Association. Their contract is actually through 2016, but we've been in negotiations. They had an opener in there for medical, and so next week I will be bringing that one forward also, but they have accepted the wage adjustment and also the insurance adjustment.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Strozek.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Michael Strozek, Director of Central Services. Item number 9 on your consent agenda is Resolution number 15-326, approving an interlocal agreement with Lewis County Fire District number 14, which is in the Randall area of Lewis County, for radio repair and maintenance services. As the board is aware, Central Services offers services of radio repair and maintenance to the small agencies throughout Lewis County that are part of the public safety network that we have. And this was brought to our request by Chief Jaquist at Randall to enter into an agreement. And this agreement is for 2 years. It expires in December 31st of 2017. So we can work on their mobile and portable radios. The rate is $55 per hour, normal rate, $80 if it's after hours call out, plus there is a mileage allotment in there for 56 cents a mile. So this is one of the standard agreements that we have coming forth. There may be 1 or 2 more coming still. Okay. Any questions? Thank you.
Mr. Elsey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, speaking to items 10, 11, and 12 on your consent agenda. Item number 10 is Resolution 15-327, proposed sale of various tax title properties. This resolution proposes the sale of tax title properties that were conveyed to Lewis County by the county treasurer following an unsuccessful attempt to sell the properties at public auction. No specific use has been made of the properties by the county in the past, nor is any foreseen in the future. Public Works Department is recommending once again offering the list of tax title properties for sale by public auction. The attached resolution would direct the county treasurer to include the list of properties in the next tax sale. And as you're aware, this is something that we do every year.
And can we pull up the list of properties?
I'm sorry?
I think she's going to pull up the list of, there's the property list.
And we have maps in our office if anyone is interested in seeing any of these properties.
Okay. Comments, questions? All right, thank you.
Item number 11 is Resolution number 15-328, adopting a categorized schedule of fees for the Departments of Community Development, Public Works, and Public Health and Social Services for 2016. The departments take turns putting forth this resolution every year. We reevaluate to ensure that our schedule of fees is accurate, and there are some small changes that we're recommending this year, and I'll just go through those very quickly. For Public Health and Social Services, under temporary facilities, a Category 8 was added for a sampling event in the amount of $200. Under the water program, a Group B was added for an annual certification at a late fee of $30. Under animal shelter, puppy was taken off the large breed adoption section and added to the small breed adoption section. Mileage costs were updated for local jurisdiction, and this is for the requested stray pickup under the animal shelter. And also, under animal shelter, an additional day to holding time of stray animals and animals held for court cases was added. Under Public Works, categories for a new memorial sign program, $250, and directional sign programs of $400 were added per previous resolutions by the Board of Commissioners. Fee for installation of private road signs was increased from $125 to $155 to reflect current cost. Road approach permits were increased from $125 to $150, again to reflect current costs. Installation of private road sign cost increased from $55 to $125. And then under the GIS, data categories were combined to reflect more efficient computer-generated data gathering and therefore eliminated costs associated with these categories. And no changes were required for the community development or the combined department fee schedules.
Okay. Questions or comments? Thank you.
And then finally, item number 12 is resolution number 15-329. This is approving an interlocal agreement with the City of Vader to provide information and cost associated with the water system meters and billings for the Vader Enchanted Valley water system. This will allow us to, or will recoup our cost for sharing meter reads with the City of Vader. For the past several years, we have read the meters and then provided the city with the meter reads, which they've used those reads to send out their billings for sewer. We've been informed by our attorneys that we can't do that any longer, so we developed this interlocal agreement to recoup us for the actual cost that are incurred every other month.
Comments? Okay.
Yeah, one thing about it, and those, when you say their costs, and it's very, very minimal, is that correct?
It is. I can pull that up for you.
For the City of Vader?
We're splitting $559.41 every other month. Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda, items 3 through 12, resolutions 15-320 through 329. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Chair, I move to table resolution number 1315, TAC 330 for 1 week.
I second.
Moved and seconded to table. 13-330. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Hearing. Okay. I'd like to call to order the adoption hearing of the 2016-2021 six-year Transportation Improvement Program TIP. We will first have a staff report, followed by a question and answer period. We will then close the question and answer period and open the hearing for formal testimony. And testimony will take 3 minutes or less. And any citizens out there that like to testify should sign in on the sign-in sheet now. And are we ready for the staff report?
We are.
Mr. Elsey.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsey, Public Works Director, and have Mike Kroll, our Transportation Planner, who is here with me today. Mike has, for several years, done a very professional and very good job of putting together our six-year Transportation Improvement Plan and our annual construction program. As you're aware, pursuant to RCW 3681-121, all counties are required to prepare, adopt, and submit a six-year Transportation Improvement Plan for proposed road and bridge construction prior to the county's budget adoption each year, and after hearing thereon. Copies of this program will be furnished to the Washington State Department of Transportation, County Road Administration Board, and the Transportation Improvement Board not more than 30 days after its adoption by the legislative authority. Also, pursuant to WAC 13616, all counties are required to prepare, adopt, and submit an annual construction program for proposed road and bridge construction prior to the county's budget adoption each year. A copy of the adopted annual program and appropriate resolution shall be forwarded to the CRAB within 30 days of its adoption, but not later than December 31st of each year. Every year we go out and meet with the mayors. We provide the six-year Transportation Improvement Plan and the annual construction plan to the mayors, to the Planning Commission, and also to the Transportation Strategy Council. We've presented that in those three arenas, and we can go through this in as much detail as you would like. On the board right now is the six-year Transportation Improvement Plan spreadsheet.
I'm sure the audience can read those.
I could go through it in detail if you'd like.
Hit the high points.
Yes, please, hit
You
the
bet.
high points. And
So every year we put monies in the budget for the countywide bridge road bank protection. This year we're looking at Euler Road and P.L. McDonald Road will be the two projects that we're going to fund. We also put in monies for a countywide culvert replacement. This year we're only doing engineering design. And then finally for Cispus Road improvements, we're looking to improve 9.4 miles of Cispus Road. And that's being funded with a transportation, Federal Land Access Program funding, which is a federal program that allows for funding for roadways that access federal lands but are not within federal lands. We also do...
could I go back to number 2?
Sure.
And there's a star there. So tell us, it says outside funding anticipated. Is that state funding? Countywide culvert replacement?
Yeah, typically we've gotten some state funding, and then we also get federal funding, salmon recovery funding.
And I understand that if we can't, as a state, correct all of our culverts, but we're trying to make incremental change on that. Is that correct?
Yes, and that could also be for developer-funded projects as well.
Okay. Thank you.
We also have the Highway 603 stabilization project is going to be our main project for next year, and that's improving 1.7 miles of road from Winlock city limits north. And then the Lincoln Creek Bridge replacement is our large bridge replacement project next year. Those are our two large projects next year. You'll also see that we have funded the North Lewis County Industrial Access. The Board of County Commissioners has set aside $500,000 of the .09 distressed county funds to investigate how we can improve the access to North Lewis County industrial properties. We have Centralia Alpha Road improvements that will be planned in the future. So those projects are on our next year's plan. Would you like for me to go through more of the 6-year plan?
What would you like?
I guess I have two questions. I don't see the Looting House Bridge on here.
Oh,
We're expecting that
done.
will be completed this year.
yes.
You're hoping, expecting, or planning? I was just curious what level of confidence I have.
At this point, we're dependent on the weather. So we're expecting to be done by the end of the year, but it could go into January, certainly.
And then item 21 is the Mickelson Parkway. The Ben Aurora property down in Winlock has been in the newspaper recently, and the Mickelson Parkway is one of the proposed roads that go through the middle of that. So could you just give us a quick update on the Mickelson Parkway?
And we don't really have much of an update on that. That is a developer-funded project that has been in place for several years for that property to access the Ben Arroyo property. And so if that property sells, we are working together with Ben Arroyo now to put together a development agreement, and the improvements for Mickelson Parkway and improvements on North Military Road will be included in that developer's agreement.
Okay.
And that will remain in place whether or not Ben Arroyo sells the property or keeps the property.
Okay. Any other questions? Of course, I'm always interested in items 17 and 18, the Harrison Avenue improvements and the Borst Avenue safety improvements. It's near and dear to my heart in terms of Borst Avenue. Part of it is city and part of it is county and connects middle school and the high school of Centralia. So.
Sure, and we have set aside $1 million, including the county match, for preliminary engineering for the Harrison Avenue improvements. This would be in conjunction with any North Lewis County industrial access improvements. We understand that we have to provide improvements to the local road network if any improvements in the interstate are going to be part of the package. And then for the Borst Avenue improvements, at this point, this is a placeholder that will take us working with the city of Centralia to perform those improvements.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay. So I will open a question and answer period for the public to ask questions. Any questions out there? So I will close the question and answer period. And Mr. Elsey, would you like your opening comments to be incorporated into the hearing as well as Mike's comments?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now I'd like to open the hearing for public testimony. And I was supposed to read the names from the sign-up sheet, and no one has signed up. Anyone else out there that would like to make any testimony? All right. I will close the hearing for public testimony.
Madam Chair, I move to approve resolution number 15-331 and adopt the 6-year transportation improvement program.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve agenda item number 13, the 6-year transportation improvement program and 2016 construction program. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Madam Chair, I move we adjourn until this evening's budget transportation, or the annual budget presentation.
I second.
Is adjourning the correct term we were using?
Recess.
Recess. Or recess until our budget presentation at 5:30, and at 5 o'clock we're having a lodging tax informational meeting. So If you'd like to come back then, we'd be happy to have you. Meeting adjourned.